I used to work at a Nickelodeon Studios back in the early 2000s. Yeah, that Nickelodeon. The slime, the orange splots, the cartoons that raised a whole generation. You're probably wondering why am I only talking about this now? Why I've kept quiet for almost 25 years. I'll tell you. But first, you need to know my story. I was a part of the early screening crew. We were the last step before execs and censors. Our job was simple: watch every episode before it aired, catch anything off. September 1st, 2000, I got a call at 3:06 in the morning. It was my boss, Mr. Fawn, demanding I come in immediately and preview the season 2 premiere of SpongeBob, just the first episode. I asked, why so late? He didn't answer, just said, get here, now. I didn't argue, I needed that job. Rent was past due, and I didn't want to crawl back to my mom's basement. I threw on my jacket and headed out the door. Wait, no keys. Damn it. I ran back inside and that's when I noticed it. A low hum. Not mechanical, not electrical, just wrong. My living room was glowing with this faint blue light. I walked in confused. The TV static, well, not regular white noise, blue static, like the screen was underwater. The air smelled sweet but old, like lavender and pumpkin and mold. My candles, I always lit those around the fall. It made the place feel cozy, but this wasn't cozy. This was cold. As I approached the screen, I swear, I heard laughter. Not a chuckle, not a giggle. Laughter, like a recorded loop of joy twisted into something evil. I shut it off, telling myself it was just a signal hiccup. Then I left. 30 minutes later, I pulled into the studio parking lot. The place was dead quiet, no security, just a dim lit lobby light flickering like something out of a VHS tape. There was a note on the front desk. It was from Amber, one of the security guards. We were close, not romantically, just friends who had each other's back. The note read, Adam, Mr. Fawn told me to let you in and step out for the night. Weird, right? But he said you'd take over from here. Lock up by 6 a.m. Amber. Next to the note was a DVD. Plain white, no logos, no markings, except an all-black marker, barely legible, the Sponge is God. A stick figure drawn of SpongeBob colored in red. My stomach dropped. I walked down the hallway toward the screening room. Didn't even think to flip on a light. Everything felt heavy, thick air. Every footstep felt like it echoed longer than it should have. When I entered the screening room, the shadows swallowed me. Even when I flipped on the lights, it still felt dark. And that's when I saw it, a yellow blur. In the corner of my eye, I turned fast. Nothing. Sleep deprivation, I muttered to myself. But I didn't really believe that. Not really. I sat down and slid the DVD into the player. It whirled for a loud, broken minute. And then it started. The theme came on, only it was wrong. Slow to a crawl, the music warped, like it was being played underwater, gurgled, distorted. The instruments weren't cheerful, they were sharp, distant. Then SpongeBob came on screen to play the final note, on his nose like always, but this time, his nose snapped off. No sound effect, just a sickening crack. Then for a single frame, his eyes flashed blood red. What the hell? I yelled. I couldn't breathe. I had seen stuff like this in other stories, but this felt real. This felt personal. The episode started SpongeBob and Patrick standing at Squidward's door, begging him to come outside, repeating over and over, "Please come out, Squidward, please. It's fun outside." Their voices broke into sobs. Hyper-realistic crying, not cartoonish, human. Then the door creaked open. Squidward's body slumped, knife in his chest. The camera zoomed in. Too close. Way too close. Hyper-realistic blood, mucus, flies buzzing around his bloated face. His eyelids were crusted shut, lips blue, and I gagged. Then I puked. Suddenly a shriek, high-pitched, bone-shattering. I looked back at the screen, and bodies flashed on the screen like a sublingual frame. At least a dozen, all children, eyes wide open, mouths twisted in horror. Some looked like they were screaming. I puked again, and then black. Screen off, lights off. I sat there frozen, then I heard it, a voice. "You like that, Squidward? Do you like what I've done?" Right in my ear, right behind me. I jumped from my seat and turned, but slipped in my own vomit. I slammed into the chair, and then I heard it, the distinct, horrible laughter, the sponge's laughter, but not from the speakers, from the room. I scrambled to my feet, nothing on the screen, just darkness. Then the intercom came on. My boss's voice, calm, cold. "You can't escape this, Adam. He needs a soul for satisfaction." What the hell was on that DVD? No reply, just silence. And then, a yellow shape darted past the hallway window. I was gone. I didn't go for the front door, I knew better than that. I ran through the back halls, past props, past flickering lights. The smell came back, mold, rot, and kelp. And under it all, the theme song. That same goddamn slowed down version getting louder. I reached to the back exit, locked. I grabbed a rusty old prop, some steel anchor from a failed set piece. I smashed the door. Crack. Smash again. Glass shattered, I fell through. Shards cut my arms and back. I didn't care. I ran. I didn't stop. I made it to a gas station 2 miles down the road. Begged for the phone, called the cops. Did I tell them SpongeBob tried to kill me? Hell no. I told them my boss trapped me and showed me a messed up footage. They gave me a weird look, but filed a report. Nothing came of it. A week later, I got a ticket for abandoning my car. The studio made a public statement saying someone had tampered with a DVD in the vault. No further comment. The building was quietly set to shut down the following year. I thought I could move on. But tonight, August 5th, 2025, I heard something from outside of my bedroom door. The same slow, warped SpongeBob theme playing on a loop. And just now, I saw blue static on my TV. The smell of lavender and pumpkin still in my room's air. But